So how about those Cincinnati Bengals finding a way to, well, not really finding a way, dominating? I mean, this was very impressive. I think everyone was expecting a close game. Some people thought there might be a Bills blowout. Not many people expecting the other way to happen. One of the more impressive wins in the Joe Burrow era, and there's been plenty of impressive wins in the Joe Burrow era. Let's talk about just how everything went right. Everything for this Bengals offense was just, it was so well done, as honestly the score feels like it doesn't even do them justice. So let's talk about it. Let's start off with this play. I really do think that, Zach Taylor got off to a really hot start. I thought that there was some really clever stuff here by the Cincinnati Bengals very early on offensively. Some of these play calls were just really good. This one, a great example. So it's a 3rd down and 7. That's definitely worth noting, as what do you do on 3rd downs? You give the ball to Jamar Chase, obviously. Jamar Chase is your guy. He's the one you want to look towards. Well, not always. Sometimes you use that to your benefit, the fact that people are going to say that. It's going to be a fake screen pass, and you see with the zone coverage concept, if this is a screen pass, Buffalo could be in trouble. You just have to block one guy. Chase could run up. You could pick up the 7 yards, so someone else is going to have to come in quickly to make a tackle. Watch as when this play begins. I mean, you see Buffalo is all over the potential Jamar Chase screen. The issue is that they're a bit too over it, as it is not actually a Jamar Chase screen pass. Doing this stuff, again, sometimes what you do with your elite player is you just give them the ball and let them do great work. We'll touch on that in a second, but sometimes you do it to set up other things, and that's what's happening here. Burrow is able to then hit a wide open Hayden Hurst, who they thought was just going to be on that play to block, as he is a tight end. He can block. No, you're using him to beat a receiver on that play. Just clever stuff by Cincinnati. And again, I always wonder if this stuff, did they see something on tape? Did they see Buffalo play aggressively on screen passes? Or is it just as simple as, hey, it's Jamar Chase, teams play aggressively on him in general, so use that to your advantage? Either way, smart stuff from Zach Taylor. There was also this play, which I don't have to spend forever on, as I made a whole, video breaking this down, this specific play down. So if you want to, get into a little bit more detail about it, check that out. But it's just kind of a smart play where Chase is just going to try and get into a gap in coverage. Watch as when this play begins. You see that Jamar Chase, what he does is he looks up and notices that safety right there is playing so far up. Again, this is kind of a little bit unique, but now you have, they're paying too much attention to someone who is not Jamar Chase on display because Chase was in the slot. This is the value of moving your star receiver around. Don't just have him play on the outside, have him play on the slot like Chase is doing. Chase could just sit here. He's open, take the free 15 yards or so, but he wants more than that. Watch as he turns downfield. Burrow notices what he does, hits him, and they're able to get a touchdown instead of just the 15 yards that they would have already gotten on that play. Again, just really smart stuff from Jamar Chase there, I would say. That's something that, that play was not designed to work out that way. That's just a star player making a play. But even something like this was just fantastic by Chase. And, I got to be honest, I don't know what Buffalo's doing here. I don't know why Buffalo does this, where they're just going to play cover 0 on this 3rd down and 4, which is, I think, a mistake. I don't think that this is what they should be doing, because cover 0 means you have no safety help. What else does it mean? Everyone has a one-on-one matchup. And you know who wins one-on-one matchups? That guy right there, Jamar Chase, who in this situation, you definitely feel good. It doesn't matter who he's going up against. You feel good about this. This is Tre'Davious White, who is, again, superstar corner, but as I've kind of talked about all year, has not quite lived up to what we've seen him play in the past. He's coming off of an injury and just doesn't feel like he's fully himself just yet. So already I don't love that situation, but also on this 3rd down and 4, one of the issues is you look at how far off these Bills corners are playing. They kind of have to play that far off, right? I don't know if I would have hated this play as much if they just dropped a couple players back into coverage to prevent Burrow from being able to make a throw quickly. That could have been clever. But instead, you see at this spot, Burrow just simply throws it to Chase. He's not thinking about anything other than get the ball to Jamar Chase one-on-one. All he has to do is make a move. I do think maybe the move at this point for White is to just run in, try to make a quick tackle, take the chance. If you don't get it, then, you give a touchdown. It is what it is. You try to get the stop here. Now, as knowing what we know, they would not get a touchdown here. They came oh so close, on getting the touchdown, ended up settling for 3, so he ended up making the correct call. But here in this spot, I probably would have just told him to just go in, try to make a play. However, he plays it a little bit safer because, again, Chase is so good in open space, there was a very real chance that if he tried to run and make a quick tackle, that could have been a touchdown, and, that saves 4 points at the end of the day. But it just goes to show the effortlessness that Chase can have sometimes and kind of the great things he can do, especially when he has one-on-one matchups. I thought this play was a very fascinating play in this game and a very important play in this game as well. It's a 3rd down and 10 here, just outside of field goal range, trying to keep this a 1-score game. And if you get a stop here, I don't think that in this condition, Cincinnati decides to go for a field goal, 57-yard field goal with these conditions. I doubt it. I think that they most likely punt it. Maybe they go for it. I don't know. But in this spot, this is going to be kind of an example of, I think, maybe Buffalo being a bit too creative and Cincinnati taking advantage. I'm going to cut over to this angle. I think it shows a better angle of the play. So what's going to happen is, first, it's a bit of an exotic blitz here, as Buffalo is going to have, they're selling as though they're blitzing, but Milano is going to drop back into coverage. You have someone else on the outside, though. He is going to be blitzing. But also, Hayden Hurst is going to be a key figure here. He is going to start off blocking, but then he's going to run a route. And those can be very tricky, especially in situations like this. Look at how right when this play begins, you're going to see that couple things to note. So again, a lot of crazy stuff happening. Buffalo not running a traditional coverage whatsoever. But further down the field, they have 3 defenders covering 2 Cincinnati players. So you're good. You got it set up, and now you have the blitz, which hopefully can create some pressure, although it's not. That's another issue. But there's one thing to worry about. Hayden Hurst, who they kind of just let do his thing because it looked like he was blocking, is now going off and running a route. And because of this, there's nobody there really to pick him up. And this is just where, again, if this is a concept you've ran 1,000 times, well, then you're good, and then you'll know exactly what to do in this situation. But when you run so many different concepts, guys aren't always exactly sure what they should do right away. Right there, Matt Milano, what he's going to do is try to get one of his teammates to get over and try to cover Hurst. He feels like he has the best shot at it. So right away, that's what's happening here for Buffalo. But now there's an issue for a couple of reasons. For one thing, you got Jaquan Johnson, who he's a long way to go to get to Hurst on this play. Keep in mind, to have to get to the 30-yard line, the Bengals do. So, long way to go. There's a chance it can work, but it's going to be tough. The other issue, over there, they just let a Cincinnati player get completely wide open behind them because of this situation. If Burrow was able to, Burrow's already thrown the ball at this point. That's a part of it. But still, if he didn't get over there, then you're leaving Hurst wide open. If he does get over to Hurst, then you're leaving a player behind him wide open. So either way, you're in trouble. Burrow hits Hurst, and Hurst does a great job after the catch, but the reality is that was probably a first down. If not a first, even if there wasn't that great hurdle at the end, I still think that Hurst gets close to the first down. He probably maybe gets, best case scenario, tackled for a 4th and 1, which the Bengals could then go for, or kick a field goal, which would be shorter in that scenario. Either way, just, again, kind of being a bit too creative by Buffalo, but also a great job by Cincinnati. They know Buffalo likes to do this stuff, so have a tight end start off blocking, but then run a route. Make it more confusing on them. If they're going to confuse themselves a little bit, we'll work into that and play into that. It's just smart football by Cincinnati and a bit trying to be too smart football by Buffalo, I thought. So yeah, just a really impressive win for them, and I thought that this was actually a bad matchup going up against Buffalo. I thought that, I think maybe talent-wise, they might be more talented than Buffalo. I was concerned about the matchup. Well, I was wrong to be concerned about that. The talent won out. They were able to really dominate this, and listen, Patrick Mahomes doesn't look 100%. Even if he does look 100%, I'm sure Chiefs fans aren't exactly thrilled about Joe Burrow coming back to town. I definitely, I don't know how I'll pick that. I'll make my decision later on in the week, but as of right now, I'm leaning Cincinnati, especially after this game. That's kind of what I thought about this one. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. Of course, as always, thanks for watching.